Hello, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Thanks for watching TCM and tonight's presentation of the unofficial trilogy of movies about the adventures of Sinbad the Sailor, all from the spectacularly creative mind of stop-motion animation trailblazer Ray Harryhausen. Up next, the last installment of the trilogy. Earlier tonight, we presented The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad from 1958, followed by The Golden Voyage of Sinbad from 1973. This one came 4 years after the second, 1977, Sinbad, The Eye of the Tiger. Like the first two films, this one also showcases the talents of Ray Harryhausen, the special effects innovator who created dozens of memorable creatures and brought them to life on screen through the magic of stop-motion animation. In Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, Sinbad has to help a prince who's been put under a spell by an evil sorceress. Saying evil sorceress seems redundant. You don't hear much about totally dope sorceresses. Sorceresses. Anyway, his quest takes him on a long voyage featuring many memorable beasts, all created by Harryhausen, including a saber-toothed tiger, a giant troglodyte, and an enormous hornet, to name just a few. Typically, in a Ray Harryhausen film, all the talk centers around the animated creatures, and with good reason. But this movie also features a number of interesting human stars. Playing Sinbad the Sailor this time is Patrick Wayne, son of John Wayne. Patrick first appeared on screen as a boy in the early 1950s with uncredited roles in some of his dad's movies like Rio Grande and The Quiet Man. As a young man, Patrick continued to act alongside his father, playing notable characters in The Searchers and McClintock, among other films. Appearing with Patrick Wayne here is another descendant of Hollywood royalty, Taryn Power, daughter of Tyrone Power and Linda Christian. They're joined by a few other familiar faces, including Jane Seymour as the object of Sinbad's desire. Sinbad also receives help from an alchemist played by Patrick Troughton, who had recently played the second incarnation of the Doctor in Doctor Who. And perhaps most significantly, the sorceress has a henchman of sorts doing her bidding, except it's not a man, it's a golden minotaur-like creature, a minotaur. You will not recognize the actor who plays him because the actor is encased in a gold costume with the head of a bull. It's fitting, really, that you won't see his face because you also don't see his face in the role he's best known for, which also hit theaters in 1977. The actor I'm talking about playing the Minotaur is Peter Mayhew, who also played Chewbacca in Star Wars and 4 other movies in the Star Wars universe. From 1977, directed by Sam Wanamaker, Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. Ray Harryhausen created the visual effects in Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. He also co-wrote the story with Beverly Cross. Cross had previously worked with Harryhausen on Jason and the Argonauts from 1963, and they teamed up again for Harryhausen's last feature, Clash of the Titans, released in 1981. By the time he made this 1977 Sinbad fantasy, Harryhausen had already made 2 other movies about the mythical sailor. For this one, he was faced with the challenge of creating a new adventure for Sinbad. To that end, Harryhausen decided to take Sinbad all the way to the North Pole, shot in northern Spain. Harryhausen typically traveled to the locations where the live-action scenes were shot because he needed to help the actors understand how to pretend to interact with the animated creatures. Usually, they weren't looking at anything more than a prop, a pole, or a teapot, which would later be substituted for Ray Harryhausen's creations. Coming up, dinosaurs return to Earth in a Ray Harryhausen fantasy from 1969. The Valley of Gwangi is next on Turner Classic Movies.
Next on TCM, The Valley of Gwangi, then Clash of the Titans, and later Penrod's Double Trouble. TCM is two-faced tonight.